Welcome back to the Smile Reconstruction Podcast, and today we are kind of giving everyone an update on the Santa Smiles campaign. So, Dr. Muir, Santa Smiles has actually gone much better than we both have anticipated. Tell us a little bit about some of the response we've gotten so far from Santa Smiles.
Yeah, so this has been incredible. We never in our wildest dreams imagined we would have this many people reach out for the program. It's definitely a lot to go through, and we have more coming in every day. We have a huge stack. And so really what I have to say is that it's just a tremendous blessing to be able to help people. And it just shows how many people are out there not knowing what to do and needing help. You know, being in that position of either not being able to afford treatment or not being able to know how to make the next step. Pretty eye-opening.
Yeah, it's really eye-opening to see people struggle with their teeth. It actually has helped me realize how many people just all around in our community are having a hard time with their teeth, and we may not even notice it. Or their family and friends may only know that they're having a hard time. And as we've read through a lot of these, that it's interesting to see how, like I had mentioned, family and friends really want this for their family member to help them get their smile back and be able to enjoy their food.
Yeah, a lot of times I see people, if they're typically saying, hey, you know, my mom has always cared for everyone else, and now it's time that we want to do something for her. Can you help us do this for her? We've had some that say, hey, you know, my husband is in his final stages of life. He has cancer. He's lost his teeth. Would you help us get him a smile, at least for the end of his life, so he can smile and have his grandchildren remember that? I mean, just some heart-wrenching stuff. This is pretty difficult, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really difficult, and it's going to be kind of hard to cipher through some of these because we have so many of who is the most deserving of this. So
yeah,
it'll be great to kind of go through that. But we'd like to share and change the names, of course, of a few of these, of just some of the highlights of some of the things that we're hearing, like you had mentioned. So what was one of the ones that you felt like that touched you, Dr. Muir?
Yeah, and there are so many, because everyone has their story. And, you know, we don't like focusing on, hey, here's the mistakes I made in my life that led me down this path. Here I am today. But, you know, we all have a story. And so reading some of these stories, truly, it's pretty inspirational. But, you know, here's someone that she said, I'm nominating myself for a better smile. To be honest, I never do anything for myself, so this is extremely hard for me. My story is no better than the next. The only difference is this is my story. And she goes on to tell how she was young. When she was young, her parents couldn't afford to take her or her siblings to the dentist. And so when they did go, they were seen by a dentist that only did work on horses. So they called him the horse dentist. She goes on to say, I also made sure that my kids had regular dentist appointments, put them through braces, made sure that they had beautiful teeth, as I wish my parents had done for me as a child. I feel like an old lady. I envy people that have all their teeth and wish I could be like them. I know that this is all my fault, and I have just learned to accept this. I don't expect anything for free. You know, any help would be appreciated. So there's someone that, you know, just a regular life story where, you know, a lot of us come from different backgrounds, and you make priorities, and some things fall through the cracks. And, you know, great story, though, that she's wanted the situation for her children to be better than her own. And, you know, pretty commendable that way. What about you? What have you found?
Kind of a similar one that you had. This is an individual that said, my beautiful, huge smile has been gone for a while now. They're in their 40s, and they used to take great care of their teeth, and then they had some addiction issues. And it sounds like they've done an excellent job kind of turning things around in the last year, and they've got a great job, and they work with individuals in a hospital setting, and they love helping people. But she says, I feel alive again since going back to work. I'm one who makes people laugh, and I like to laugh as well. My teeth hinder me now. If chosen, I promise to take good care of them. and to smile huge so others can smile us back. Smiles are contagious. How true that statement is, that smiles are contagious. And for having seen or hearing the story of someone that's kind of gone through a lot and they realize they needed to change and they overcome that challenge and change for the better, and realizing, hey, I've got another step to kind of put things all back together, and the next step is the tea.
And it's a big deal. And even in our office, we see a lot of patients that have been through certain addictions. With that, as they overcome that addiction, it's hard to forgive themselves because they have that constant reminder of who they were, not who they are. And it's also hard for society to not judge people for who they appear to be. And it's hard to tell who people really are. But when, we all have a past, we all have a story.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to get a job when you can't smile unless you're going to be in the back, So very real things.
Yeah. Do you have another one that you want to share?
Yeah, I have a couple here. One is, I would like to nominate my cousin. And it goes on to say how this person essentially lost multiple people in their life and took him down this path of just going through so many difficulties. Now this person lives alone, would probably not seek help with his own teeth, but I think it would be life-changing for him. Just a concerned relative that is trying to help someone who's been through so much. Now this other one, I am a 40-something-year-old single mom of 5. Many years ago, I went to treatment for a lifelong eating disorder. One of the side effects of my eating disorder was severe tooth decay. And that's one of those things that we see. Mm-hmm. Drug use, eating disorders, overdosing on different types of medications, even if they're for good reasons. Even people that lift a lot as part of their work. They grind down and break teeth and all of those things. So I also have some chronic health conditions as a result of my eating disorder that probably added to the dental issues. Then she goes on to say later, I try to hide my mouth as much as possible. I don't enjoy going out into public anymore because it is so embarrassing, but I have 3 daughters who would like to be out enjoying their lives. And as the mother, she's their ticket to ride. And if she doesn't feel secure being out, then she's keeping her kids from enjoying and socializing and having those important parts of growing up. So,
wow.
I mean, letter after letter after letter. Pretty amazing. What other ones have you come across?
And you kind of maybe even mentioned part of this story when you were talking earlier, but I love this one. This individual wanted to nominate her husband who got diagnosed with cancer in September. She just mentioned that he's in need of a replacement of new dentures. Right now, we're just having a hard time. She goes on to say, we don't know how long my husband's going to be around, but I'd love to give him his smile back while he's around. And just how touching that is and how powerful a smile is to have it be for the grandkids or just to die with teeth, whenever that is. And I loved how your story, it just shows that if the mom doesn't feel comfortable driving around town with her kids because of her teeth or going to different events that her kids want to go to, it's not, the teeth aren't just helping her, it's helping the whole family.
Yeah. And often we hear about, I just want my kids to be able to be proud of me.
Yeah.
And not have to hide me from their friends. I mean, there's so much here. I suspect we'll have hundreds to go through as the days continue and we get more of these letters coming in and more videos coming in. And so this will be really difficult. Mm-hmm. If I could say one thing to everybody, it would be just, guys, we're going to do the best we can to help as many people as we can. But there is a lot of need.
Yeah.
So...
And I think as we go through these, please be patient with us. There are a lot to go through, and we want, like we said, to help as many as we can. Our goal is 50. Just be patient with us as we're reaching out to try to get these individuals in and scheduled. That it's going to take us a little bit of time to get that all on the schedule and get going with that, and it's going to go into the new year. There's some pretty amazing people with some amazing stories.
Yeah. As I look at the program and, as we started the Santa Smiles campaign, we had some goals. Yes, we wanted to help people. We wanted to give back to the community. We wanted to put smiles on people's faces, and we also wanted to have a story to tell. And I keep going back to that. Everyone has a story, but how awesome to be part of that happy ending.
Yeah.
But I think we're meeting every goal, and then some. So I think this is something that we'll have to revisit every year, and hopefully it'll get better and better as time goes on.
Yeah.
So
I'm really excited to see where it goes and to help change some people's lives.
Grateful we're doing it.
So that is it for today's episode of the Smile Reconstruction Podcast. We're excited to see where Santa Smiles continues to go as we have a few more weeks of that. We will catch you all later.
Thanks, everyone.